Plastic is one of the most widely used materials in the world, but it also has a huge impact on the climate. In this section, we will explore how plastic production contributes to greenhouse gas emissions and climate change. Plastic is made from fossil fuels, such as oil, gas, and coal. These are extracted from the earth through methods like fracking, which involves drilling wells and injecting chemicals to break up rocks and release gas and oil. This process releases methane, a powerful greenhouse gas that traps heat in the atmosphere. According to a report by the Center for International Environmental Law, fracking for plastic feedstocks emitted 13 million metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, and after extraction, fossil fuels are transported to other facilities via pipelines, trains, and trucks. These modes of transportation also burn fossil fuels and emit carbon dioxide and other pollutants. The report estimates that transportation of plastic feedstocks emitted 57 million metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, and at the facilities, fossil fuels are converted into plastic pellets or resins through a process called cracking. This involves heating and breaking down hydrocarbons into smaller molecules that can be used to make different types of plastics. Cracking requires a lot of energy and releases carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. The report estimates that cracking of plastic feedstocks emitted 184 million metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, in the plastic pellets or resins are then molded into various products or packaging materials. This also requires energy and emits greenhouse gases. The report estimates that molding of plastic products emitted 168 million metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, and in total, plastic production emitted 422 million metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent in 2015, which is equivalent to the emissions from 111 coal-fired power plants. If plastic production continues to grow at the current rate, it will account for 20% of global oil consumption and 15% of global carbon budget. By this means that plastic production alone could use up a significant portion of the remaining carbon budget, that we have to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Plastic production not only emits greenhouse gases, but also contributes to climate change by affecting the Earth's albedo. Albedo is the measure of how much sunlight is reflected by a surface. Surfaces with high albedo reflect more sunlight and have a cooling effect on the climate, while surfaces with low albedo absorb more sunlight and have a warming effect on the climate. Plastic waste that ends up in the environment, especially in the oceans, can lower the albedo of water and land surfaces and increase their absorption of heat. This can amplify the effects of global warming and cause further damage to ecosystems. Plastic production is clearly a major source of greenhouse gas emissions and climate change. But what can we do to reduce its impact? In the next section, we will discuss some possible solutions to replace plastic with more sustainable alternatives.